Dream has been doing this work with young people, with children for the last 16 years, and we reached a point where we said this has to go beyond Dream a Dream. We need to collaborate, we need to bring more people into this discussion and really talk about the urgency with which we need to address that we are not preparing young people for this new unpredictable world. So the design of the conference is that on day one we are really just talking about the problem, we are experiencing what the challenges are. We are really just staying with let's just open this up, let's just unwrap it and look at what it is. Like one of the participants said, let's just say it like it is.
Now I would like to welcome all of you for this conference, Change the Script 2016.
You are doing a very important role with this conference, which is starting to change the mindset of people, and that is not easy. That is definitely not easy. We call it the framework change. It's almost like seeing, in the past when people felt or thought the world was flat, and they first start talking about how the world is round. A lot of people, I'm sure, could not see that. Well, that's what you are doing. In this world, education and learning is all about memorizing, it's all about books, it's all about classrooms in four walls. And you're actually helping to see us and them and all the participants how this is not the case.
Children are the living messages to the future we will not see. How can we really 100% prepare children for the future when we don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow half the time? What skills are they going to need when they'll go into jobs that aren't even created yet? It's a big job we've got. But what we do know is what's important to us, what's important to our country, what's really important, and what messages do we want these children to take forward with them.
Could you guys share with the audience a little bit about the education system right now, the curriculum right now? How is the reality of learning? Do you feel excited about what you're learning right now?
I think teachers should understand that students are hearing or not. Because many students are sleep in class because that class will be boring. Some will be exciting because that lesson is exciting. So teachers should understand the student. They should be like student.
So I just want to say nowadays books are only for foundations for students. I am in first class, my teacher has told me digestion system. Only the definition, nothing else. I am curious. I just, in my mind, the curiosity has been generated about studying about digestive system. But my teacher has told me about digestive system, the definition. I just want to ask her, what is the process? What will she tell? No, wait, I will not tell you now. Because it's not in your class, it's not in your book.
Somebody was telling me that day, it's like after you step out of school, like you're 18 and they'll say, welcome to the world. Then where was I all these years? So it's like the kind of preparatory session that has to be our schooling time. So if that is the preparatory session, how should that be? It should train me to face the world outside. It should not just teach me to learn some nuclear physics and go write about it in my exam. It needs to give me values, give me beliefs that, okay, I can do things, that this is my potential and I can work on it to face the world outside.
I mean, in this conference and Change the Script, I have to say I was blown away by one of the reflections on the youth panel, where they were saying, where is this education system coming from? What's the history? That this is an education system not just here in India, but actually around the world. We see this pattern that has come from a period maybe 150 years ago, where it's been thought that a school should have four walls, and the youth panelists said this very well, that people should come to classrooms, that they should learn certain content. And what's remarkable is, although the world has changed radically in those 150 years in terms of the information age and the knowledge economy, education systems are yet to fully catch up with that change.
The ethos of Dream a Dream has always been about learning through the experience of what we are talking about. So if you're saying that learning spaces need to be empathetic, learning spaces need to be creative, learning spaces need to give people a chance to reflect and children to have a chance to think about who they are, what their dreams are, what is their journey like, where do they want to go. then we need to create an experience of that even for the teachers, the adults, the youth workers who are working with young people. So what we did this time is we spent a large part of day one in creating that experience, so that even the teachers, even the youth workers get a chance to understand who they are, get a chance to reflect on their journeys. And that was, I think, something very different that we tried. We really wanted to make people reflect and get uncomfortable with their stories, think about what they need to change. Is there something they can do differently?
The idea of doing this and the goal of doing this was really to have the participants connect deeper to themselves so that their sharing and their engagement in the workshop comes from a much more real space, and not from a space of what they think they should do or what they've been told they should do or what is already done, but really to create new possibilities, to create from a deeper space.
So what we're going to do now for the next 2.5 hours is expressive arts. Okay, so we'll lead you through a series of movement, art, visual art, drama, activities. Okay, but one of the very important criteria for expressive arts, and one we really like, is to have less kind of verbal communication and more communication using your body, okay, or your art.
What's amazing about Change the Script 2016 is that we have expanded who else is talking about what Dream a Dream is talking about. Lego Foundation is talking about reimagining learning. Ashoka is talking about new skills that young people need to survive and succeed in the 21st century. Skills like empathy, change making, team of teams, and Dream a Dream, which has for the last 15 years talked about the importance and criticality of life skills to help prepare young people for the 21st century.
So the LEGO Foundation's shared mission with the LEGO Group is to develop the builders of tomorrow. And the aim of the LEGO Foundation, exactly as you put it, is to reimagine learning and redefine play within that, with a strong belief that the transformative power of learning through play is something that for all children should be accessible to enable them to reach their full potential and become creative, engaged, lifelong learners. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a very short amount of time, so 40 seconds. Don't be perfectionist, just go with it and go with what feels natural. And again, if you need support with manipulating the bricks, do reach out to a partner or someone on your row. You're going to build a duck with your pieces, so 40 seconds starting from now.
Visible thinking is a whole series of different structures and strategies that can be used with any age group, in any subject or discipline, but also learning outside of school too. Learning happens everywhere we are, out in the community, out in a beautiful setting like this. There's so much we can learn about nature just by looking carefully and thinking about what we see and connecting it to what we already know about it. And visible thinking provides routines and structures that can actually shape that learning to go deeper and understand more how things are.
Okay, the entire session was focused on first orienting the participants about the idea of building as learning aid, BALA, and then to also experience it themselves. Because the whole idea of BALA is not just about making built elements as learning resources, but it is also about the very process that you need to follow. A kind of creative process in which everybody who is part of the ecosystem, whether it is the school head, whether it is the teacher, whether it is a parent, whether it is a child, who becomes integral to the whole process of identifying what are the possibilities in my immediate environment that I can use as a learning resource.
If we look at circle time specifically and look at how it can be used used as a tool for children and young people in today's world, it's about helping people learn to listen to each other, learn to empathize with each other, solve problems together, collaborate with each other, establish friendships, establish trust. And these are absolutely important. These are important life skills in today's world. And these are the skills that will help young people solve the intractable problems of the world.
What can we give our children which will hold true in that world that we can't envision, right? And some of those are very basic skills like the ability to think on their own, critical thinking, problem solving, working with groups and teams, empathy. But along with all of this, one of the things we need to get them very comfortable with is the idea of failure, and then using that as a springboard to improve and get better, right?
ನಾವು ಅವತ್ತು ಟಾಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಚಾಕೆ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು, ಈಗ ಅದು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ, ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯ. ಇವತ್ತು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ರಿ ಟೈಪು, ಅಂದರೆ ಇಡೀ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗುವಂತೆ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರನ್ನು ತೊಡಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತೆ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ರಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಇಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಕಲಿಸಿದರೆ ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಲಿತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥವಾಗಿದೆ.
It has also kind of told me that, look, we really need to think again from the start if we want to make a difference. So it's not just about academics, it's not just about syllabus, it's about empathy, it's about the way the society looks at a teacher and the teacher looks at the society.
21st century advanced learning systems ಅಲ್ಲಿ, advanced learning styles ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಇವತ್ತು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋವಂಥ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನು ಸುಧಾರಿಸುವ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಎಜುಕೇಷನನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವಂಥ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಅಂತ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯವರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ, ಒಂದು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣದ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇತಿಹಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೊಂದು ಮೈಲಿಗಲ್ಲು, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಮೈಲ್ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿಬೋದು ಇದನ್ನು.
It was very exciting. Everybody participated. They shared so openly. They really opened themselves up. And today I'm hearing people say that they feel open now to receive new things, to think about a new way of going back to their schools, to think about a new way of engaging with children. So, it really worked that we tried to create the same experience even at a conference, and it really paid off.
কিছুদিন মনে মনে, কিছুদিন মনে মনে ঘরের কোণে শ্যামের প্রীতি রাখ গোপনে, কিছুদিন মনে মনে